Welcome to this software demonstration of the generative neural MIDI composer. Of this demonstration, we have the computer loaded with the software attached to an external MIDI interface and a MIDI compatible keyboard. Upon first glance, the GUI may seem a little bit daunting, but this is based on an 8-step sequencer, and each one of the small squares is simply repeated 23 times over. On each square we have a MIDI note selector which will select the MIDI note to be output, a filler which will provide quarter notes, half notes and triple notes, and a voice active square, and a random filler which will choose randomly between the three. This device is based on an 8-step sequencer, hence you have 8 boxes across, one over each step. It is 3 layers deep to provide the ability to give the ability to be able to play chords upon the device. What I'll do now is I'll just set up a quick simple 8-step sequence using the grand piano sound of the external keyboard, just to give an audio example of a very straight 8-step. I'll just select notes at random just by pushing these dials up. And I'll make each note active by pressing the green square. And simply just hit the play button. And there we go. That's the basics of it working. Now we'll make up a more interesting rhythm, and also we'll change the voice on the keyboard to something a bit more interesting than piano. It is advised when changing voices to not have the voice box active at the same time as turning the dial, as some hardware doesn't appear to like this. As you can see throughout the demonstration, I'll be turning notes off to amend them first. There we go, I'll just add some half steps. I think we've got the basis there of something that we can work with. And now I'll start to add dual notes. We'll just stop this for a moment just so that you can hear me. From there, I'll change the sound on the MIDI keyboard now, and then we'll set up the rest of the sequence to make it a little bit more musically interesting, and also to show what kind of stuff this unit is capable of doing, when I can decide what sound to play out through the keyboard. By doubling these notes up, I can make it a little bit richer. And we'll carry on building this. Just amend the MIDI note there. And this here just match the MIDI notes here. And giving it more thinking. I'll just make sure they're not all on half steps, because I think that will be rhythmically more pleasing. And I'll just adjust the tempo so that you can get the feel. There you go, in quite a short space of time we've got quite a workable thing. I'll just stop this for a moment. The neural network, when the decay dies off, the neural network for this device has its own synthesis. As you can see here, based on the bottom right hand side, here we have an attack and decay envelope, which will simply just put a ramp up on the outgoing signal, and the note length, which is controlled by the sustain. And I'll just set that there. The input volume level for the FM synthesis is this knob here, and I'll just set that. And we have linear FM mode, which is sort of the classic FM sounds that you're used to, and we have an exponential FM mode, which Buchla fans will be well aware of. There's also 3 waveforms that you can choose from: saw, square and sine wave. The LFO is controlled here. We have the modulation controller, the depth, and also 3 sine waves, the same as the initial tone generator. And this little part here, which is the sample and hold, which will make the output seem not sequencer based. I'll just reset up the keyboard here, and then we'll begin playing the patch. And I am going to cheat a little bit here and add some drums from the keyboards, just to make it that little bit more interesting. And to audibly give an example of how quickly this can compose a tune, as most people have got separate sequences indoors, etc. Right, now here we go. And as you can hear, the neural net is kicking in as well, and I'll just be amending the sound as we're going along. I'll just slightly adjust the attack. And I'll be changing sine waves, and we'll add some depth for the LFO, so you can hear that kick in, and we'll just push the modulation control up slightly. This synthesizer is completely generative. It will play itself, you just simply set the sound. I'll just amend this slightly. I'm just changing the settings on the keyboard in the background here. And I'll edit these sounds just to give a good audio example of what the FM synthesizer is capable of. Just edit the patch slightly. We'll just edit the sequencer slightly. And there you have an example of what a general neural MIDI composer is capable of in a very short space of time. As the equipment is external, it is your choice what you attach to the 8-step sequencer. It is compatible with any MIDI unit that you can attach to the device through an external MIDI interface. That's the end of this demonstration of the generative neural MIDI composer. Thank you very much for watching.